Well, it is true that Trump has done a lot of damage undermining the faith in elections. But as a progressive, as a New York progressive, I also have to say that there were some really big chickens coming home to roost all over Joe Biden. I will just let that image linger for a moment, okay? Our electoral system has been busted for decades. In New York, technically, the two political parties run elections, but really the Dems do, as the two parties still do in several other states. Election jobs, I don't know if you guys know this, are party patronage jobs. And so you get what you'd expect: hacks and no-shows and people who raise money and trade in favors. The party machines set up the elections to make it harder for non-machine candidates like grassroots progressives to break through. They control most primaries too, of course. Keep that in mind when you are threatening to primary some neoliberal establishment Democrat. What are your state's primary laws? The result of all this is disillusioned and uninspired voters and low turnout. Look at New York, Democratic state, very low turnout. Voters who don't believe their votes will matter or even be counted are less likely to turn out. Voters who can't see a difference between Tweedle Dems and Tweedle even dumber Republicans. So turnout falls, which helps the machine stay in power. Even in this extraordinary election year, with more votes cast than ever before, some 80 million eligible people did not vote. A third of that electorate just stayed away. And this was one of our best election days ever. Trump's effort to overturn the election, of course, was a disgrace. It was even worse that Mitch McConnell and the rest of his sorry party abetted Trump in his coup attempt. But now that it's done, let's not just go with, oh, that was Trump. Trump was riding a wave of cynicism about our elections and politics that Democrats and Republicans have worked together for years to create. One of those true bipartisan efforts. Well, enough is enough. There is a strong movement in this country to take the management of elections away from parties and their partisan appointees. So there's actual oversight to put independent professionals in charge, professionals trained and experienced in running elections that are fair and independent, professionals who understand that elections belong to the public, not to political parties, private political parties, might I add. That's the big idea here. This is supposed to be the people's government of, by, and for, but we keep losing track. And we have no problem, by the way, doing this in other countries, overseeing elections in other countries, but we have no oversight here. So I, for one, am not going to cheer on join the cheers of Bill Barr resigning in the final month. The Attorney General is the people's lawyer, not the president's lawyer. And now at the very last minute, Barr remembers that? We need to keep reminding everyone that this government belongs to us. And a good place to start is to make sure that elections are for the people, that we don't forget this moment. This is a critical, important moment, and we're just going to brush it aside. Elections are for the people. Remember, not for the parties. We have a lot to do in 2021. We have major existential crises facing us. But if we don't have the infrastructure in place, if we don't have the foundation in place, then the movement that supported the fascist tendencies of Donald Trump will only grow. One thing that we need on our to-do list is to support the movement for fair election oversight, in which it is easy to vote and easy to count the votes. Our tolerance for party hack run elections opened this window for Trump to attack everything. He grew up in it. He maneuvered his way through New York machine politics, Democratic machine politics. That's actually what he knew. His attacks were lies, but that doesn't mean there aren't real problems with our elections. And now is the time to fix that. So we have a lot of work to do, but I just wanted to make sure that you guys remembered who Bill Barr is, what he represented, and the movement that has been built to undermine our elections. And that is a two-party movement that created that problem. We need independent oversight, not just to erase our democratic infrastructure. Thanks for watching and listening to The Nomiki Show. But remember to click like and subscribe on YouTube, and please share on social media. If you're not already a patron, please join us for as low as $5 a month on patreon.com/The Nomiki Show for early and special content.
That investment makes a huge difference. We are not corporate media raking in the dough. It's really you guys that are keeping us going. So please consider being a patron. And to our current patrons, thank you so much. We are incredibly grateful to you. We also now have swag. So check us out on the nomikishow.com to get your mugs, your totes, and your stickers.